Hi friends, welcome to Bowl of Light Yoga. I'm Danielle. This is a practice that will focus on the upper body. This practice is designed for Gemini Sun, Taurus Moon. And so Gemini rules the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the lungs, think twins for Gemini. And Gemini is associated with Vishuddha Chakra, our throat chakra. Taurus is associated with the neck and the throat and Anahata Chakra, heart chakra. So we'll be doing a lot of work with the neck, shoulders, arms, and opening through your heart center, through Anahata Chakra. So for props, I'll be using blocks, a strap, and as usual, I'm propped up on a blanket. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and come to Sukhasana, your comfortable seated position. So if you like to be propped up on your blankets, just make sure that you're on the very edge of your blanket so it can help support you in finding a nice long spine. When you're ready, you can close down your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. And just begin to notice. Start scanning your body here, noticing what comes up. Our body is always sending us messages. We're just usually not paying enough attention to receive those messages. So take this time to really get in touch with your body. Tune in, see what your body has to say. You can begin to notice the quality of your breath. Is it deep or is it shallow? Is it smooth or rough? And when you're ready, just gently begin to take control of your breath. Just lengthening and deepening the inhales and exhales, trying to make them the same length. It's always important to ground before we do upper chakra work. So if you're a visual person, it might help to really envision some roots growing down from your sits bones deep into the earth, creating stability and a nice strong foundation. You can envision your breath carrying nutrients and calming energy up from Mother Earth into your body. And on your exhale, your roots grow deeper and wider into the earth. And when you're ready, you can gently blink your eyes open if you've had them closed, and we'll start moving. So we're just going to begin with some gentle head nods, dipping your chin towards your chest, and then tracing your nose up to the sky, going as far back as is comfortable in your neck, and we'll move again. These are slow head nods. We're not throwing the neck around. We're gently waking up our neck. So Vishuddha Chakra, our fifth chakra, is located right here in the center of your throat. It's associated with a light blue color and the element of sound. Vishuddha Chakra is the realm of sound, creativity, communication, and vibration. The key to opening Vishuddha chakra is listening. Listening to your body, to your intuition, to your inner teacher. Listening to your feelings. Listening is the act of quieting that mind chatter so you can hear a deeper truth. Now let's gently begin to take this into a cat-cow movement, but stay focused on the upper body, the upper back body, and the shoulders. So we're keeping this cat-cow really up in between our shoulders here. Anahata chakra, fourth chakra, is located right here at your heart center. It is associated with the color green and the air element. Anahata chakra governs love, compassion, and acceptance. And the key to opening Anahata chakra is to soften, which will allow you to open and expand. So yes, this will apply to your yoga practice today, our physical asana, softening the body, softening the breath. But it also applies to how we talk to ourselves, the judgments we hold about ourselves on and off the mat. Softening those reactions, softening those judgments. When you come up for the next time, let's hold this open, shoulders back, heart up to the sky. Maybe it might feel good here to move your shoulders back and forth one at a time. Take a few deep breaths here, rounding the back, opening the heart space. Let's take one more deep breath in. And on your exhale, round into your cat shape, keeping it in between your shoulders. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Soften them down your back. And take a few deep breaths here. So throughout our practice today, mindfully scan your body. Where are you holding tension? Where can you soften? And pay special attention to the thoughts and the stories your mind tells you about these postures and about your practice. Soften your judgments of yourself. Speak words of love and compassion to yourself. Let's go ahead and roll up. Shoulders stacked over hips, neck in line with the rest of your body. Just take a few moments here. Meet your body where it's at today. Don't push your body to take any shapes it's not ready to. I'll make suggestions, but you make the decisions. Honor your inner teacher. Okay. So go ahead and bring your arms straight out in front of you, just shoulder width apart here. And on a deep inhale, we're going to sweep our arms back behind us, opening up our heart space. And as you exhale, round your back, bring your hands back together. Just go ahead and take this at your own pace, moving with your breath. Opening up through the shoulders, the upper back body, rounding through the heart space. Maybe you decide you want to pick this up a little bit as your body warms up. Or maybe you like to keep this nice and slow and steady. Make this your practice. Let's do 3 more. And when you're ready, when you've finished your 3, you can just return to a seated position, hands to your legs, and notice and absorb that energy. All right, let's go ahead and sweep your arms down, around, and up on an inhale. As you exhale, plant right hand down, get a nice side bend on the left side of the body. Keep your bicep by your ear. And try and spin your upper body so it's facing the wall in front of you, or maybe even up to the sky a little bit. One more deep breath here. And as you exhale, we'll come up and go right over to the other side. Inhale, extending, finding a little bit of length, and exhaling into your depth. We'll take one more deep breath in here. And as you exhale, we'll come up and go ahead, palms meet above your head, bend your elbows, and bring your hands down behind you. Prayer hands behind your head here. Just turn around so you can see. Opening up through your triceps and your shoulders. Sticking with that deep breathing, those long, deep inhales and exhales, trying to make them the same length. Notice if you're holding any tension in your lower body here. If you are, soften. Maybe shake your hips back and forth a little bit, move side to side. Let your lower body know it can fully relax right now. The work is in the upper body at the moment. And let's go ahead and return hands overhead. Gently float them down to the mat. If you'd like to shake your legs out and switch the crossing of your legs, if that feels good to you, go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and come off my blankets for these next few postures. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of more neck stretching here. So go ahead and take your right ear to right shoulder. If you'd like to, you can take your right hand and just gently set it on top of your head. No pressure, just a little bit of traction here. And let's begin to walk left fingertips away. And maybe you decide you want to float them up off the ground and play a little bit here. Get curious about what your body can and can't do, how things feel. That's the fun part about yoga. We can get curious about our bodies. So I like to take my palm here, to bring my arm straight out from my shoulder, and then flip my palm up. That creates a lot of sensation for me right here, along my bicep. But I know in my classes, some of my students really don't feel anything here. So play around. See what you feel in your body. Take one more deep, full breath here. When you're ready, you can gently release your hand from your head if you've had that. Bring your head back up to center. And we'll take left arm here and just reach it across the front of your chest. And then take right ear to right shoulder again. Soften that shoulder down away from your ear. We're creating space in the neck here. And then we'll release that and move on to the other side. So left ear to left shoulder this time. If you'd like to provide a little bit of traction, go ahead and bring left hand to the top of your head. And then we'll walk right fingertips away. Again, playing around, finding what feels good in your body, finding different sensations, experimenting with them a little bit. One more deep, full breath here. And we'll release that from the body. And you can take right arm this time across your chest. And then left ear to left shoulder again. Soften your right shoulder down your back. And breathe some space into your neck. Go ahead and release that. So we're going to come into some spinal twisters, but we're going to do a little different hand orientation than we normally do. So go ahead and take your arms straight out. Your fingers will curl in and your thumbs up. Okay, so we're going to do open arm twisters. Still going to inhale to the left, exhale to the right. That short, snappy sniff and throw breath. Moving at a pace that works in your body. It might be faster, it might be slower than my pace. That's fine. I only know how these postures feel in my body. So you do what works for you. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full breath out. Deep breath in. Retain that breath if you would like to. Come to stillness. Release your breath whenever you're ready. And notice. Notice how your body and your energy feels different than when we sat here just a few minutes ago at the beginning of class. Is your body sending you the same messages, or are they different now? Great. Go ahead and take your arms back straight out from your shoulders, and we're going to do arm circles. So we'll start with some small circles to the front, sticking with that deep breath to help support you. We'll be here for a little bit, and they can get a little intense. We'll start to make them just a little bit bigger. And let's go even bigger. Nice, big, wide circles, lubricating our shoulder joints here. Mobility, flexibility, stability. Make sure you've got stability in your shoulders. You're not flinging your arms around wildly. We only get this one body. We need to take care of it. Be gentle. And let's reverse directions here. So we'll stick with those really big circles, going to the back now. And again, scan your body. Is there anywhere you can soften? It does take a little bit of energy in the lower body to keep rooted to the ground as we're swinging our upper limbs around. But can you soften throughout your face? Let's go ahead and make these a little bit smaller now, but those medium-sized circles. Sticking with that breath. It's starting to get intense for me. Not sure about you. And small circles to the back. Oh, yeah. See, this is the practice here that we take off our mat. Things are intense. My body's telling my mind. There's a lot of sensation. My mind is turning that into stop, stop, stop. I'm just going to breathe through it. Calm the breath, calm the body, calm the mind. It's just sensation. Last 3, 2, 1. Oh, go ahead and shake that out a little bit. Whew, it's a lot of sensation. All right, let's do some wrist rolls here. So just start rolling out your wrists in whatever way feels good to you. Maybe you like to roll them. Maybe you would rather do a static hold. Do what feels good for you. If you're rolling your wrists, make sure you switch directions. If you're doing a static hold, switch hands. All right. Now, we're going to do some fist clenches. So go ahead and take your arms straight out in front of you. Just open and close your fists. Do it pretty rapidly. This is something that we could all do more of, right? We spend a lot of time gripping things. We need to release our hands. This is another one that can get intense. Use your breath to support you. If you need to stop for a second, shake it out, and then come back. In my body, my right hand always gets a little more tight, I guess. Like right now, I can feel my fingers in my right hand really not wanting to bend. They really just want to stop. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, shake that out. Okay. All right, last seated posture here. Just go ahead and bring your hands behind your back. Press them into the ground, shoulder blades together, and open your heart space. Really pressing into your hands here. So we've got a nice back bend happening, and our heart is shining up to the sky. And then allow your head to fall back as far as is comfortable for you. Opening up Vishuddha Chakra and Anahata Chakra at the same time here. This is a good time maybe to offer up your practice to another person or a group of people or a cause. The world is a heavy place sometimes. It's important to send out our love, radiate that love out to the world. All right. And release that whenever you're ready. And we'll come on over into tabletop position on hands and knees. And go ahead and grab your blocks here. If you'd like to pad your knees, go ahead. We won't be here for all that long. But if you have sensitive knees, go ahead and pad them. So we're going to come into Balasana, Child's Pose. So go ahead and take big toes together, knees wide to the edge of the mat. Begin to sit back onto your heels. And go ahead and take the palms of your hands onto the blocks here as you lower, as you melt to the floor. That feels good in your shoulders. It just gives you a little more height, a little more opening in the shoulders. If you want to take this a little deeper, just move the blocks back to your elbow area here. Might need to bring them in a little bit. You'll have to play around, find what works for you. And then you can bring your hands together in prayer hands, elbows to the blocks, and you just bring your hands to the back of your head, your upper back here. And take some deep breaths. Let's take 2 more deep, full breaths here. And gently begin to walk your way out of that posture. You move your blocks off to the side. Go ahead and bring your knees together, come back up into tabletop position. Keeping your hips over your knees, we're going to walk the hands out for Anahata, heart melting pose. And we will melt Anahata Chakra towards the earth. You can come to your forehead, or if it's safe in your body, it doesn't hurt your neck at all, you can bring your chin to the mat. Soften through your heart center. Soften through your upper back. On your next inhale, just begin to slide forward here. So you come down onto your belly. Bring your hands off your mat, just to the sides, tent your hands, and then we'll do some rolling cobras here. So press the tops of your feet firmly into the mat, and as you inhale, peel your upper body off the mat, and exhale, roll down. Again, inhaling up, exhale down. We'll do that one more time, inhaling up, and exhale down. Very nice. Go ahead and bring your hands under your shoulders here. Tuck your toes under. Push yourself up to a plank position. And then hips to the sky for downward facing dog. First down dog of the practice here. Just go ahead and pedal your feet out one at a time. Kind of giving our legs a little bit of love now. We spent a lot of time on our upper body. Just go ahead and open up those hamstrings. Just inviting the back body here to wake up a little bit. Bend your knees deeply. Push firmly with your hands. And on your next inhale, look between your hands and begin to walk yourself to the top of your mat. Feet will be about hip width apart. Bend your knees deeply and fold forward over your legs. Uttanasana, forward fold. take your hands, interlace them, and then just put them at the nape of your neck here, right on the back of your head. I'm not applying a lot of pressure, but this just helps to really release your neck and really open up your back body here. You've got a deep bend in your legs. Remember, belly is resting on your thighs. Hands are gently resting on the back of your head. Go ahead and release your hands to the earth. Find your strap. And then we'll slowly, slowly, slowly roll ourselves up to standing. And when you come up, roll your shoulders down your back a few times here. Okay. So we've got our strap, or a rope tie, like me. And just go ahead and grab your strap. You're going to be able to adjust your hands, so don't be so concerned right now about where you get your hands. Just a nice wide grip on your strap here. So on your inhale, lift your strap up overhead. And as you exhale, we're going to release your arms towards the back. Now, keep your elbows straight or else you're going to lose the stretch. So this is where you need to adjust your hands. So if you start out too close together as you're gliding backwards, you're gonna bend your elbows. We don't want to do that. So open up your grip, widen your grip so that you can release your hands down behind you, finding those kind of sticky places and staying there for a little bit without bending your elbows. So we just want to kind of inhaling back and forth, unless you find a spot where you want to stay, then stay there. Great. On your next inhale, let's come back up. And when you get to the top, we'll just take a side bend to the right. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale to the left. Inhaling back to center. And exhale, we'll go behind your back one more time. Inhaling back up. And exhale down in front of you. Go ahead and release your strap. Let's clasp your hands behind your back. Find a little bit of a back bend. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And keeping that back bend, bend your knees as you fold forward and release your hands up to the sky, as high as you're able, as is comfortable in your body. Now go ahead and straighten your left leg as you begin to twist open to the left, bringing your right shoulder towards your right knee. And then slowly switching sides. Opening up the backs of the legs and inviting in a little twist at the same time. Let's do one more each direction here. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your hips and then trace your hands down the backs of your legs and fold Uttanasana one more time. Just let everything release. Go ahead and plant your hands firmly on your mat here, setting up for downward facing dog. When you've got a nice stable foundation in your hands, walk your feet back, downward facing dog. Let's inhale, right leg up, keeping it parallel to the mat here. And exhale, go ahead and step right foot through, setting up for warrior two. So we have heel to arch alignment in your feet. You can bring your right hand here to the inside of your right foot. So as you begin to cartwheel up to warrior two, you're already in nice alignment here. Finding your warrior two. And we will take Gomukhasana arms here. So our right arm is going to come up, left arm is going to go down, and we're going to bind, if you can bind. If you don't, if the bind isn't available to you, when your right arm comes up, just take your left arm, so your hand is on your right elbow, and then we're just gliding that down the back. So if you can take the bind, it's going to look like this. If you're close to the bind, grab your strap. And your strap can help you. And you can kind of walk your way up there. So lots of options for your arms. Just have that right arm up in whatever way works for your body. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, we're going to just begin to side bend to the left, opening up the right side of the body. So this is reverse warrior, just with Gomukhasana arms, right? Normally we'd be like this. We just have our arms in a different position this time. See if you've come out of that bend in your front knee at all. If so, sink down back in. We'll take one more deep breath here. And we'll come back up, releasing the arms to warrior two. Pausing here for just a moment. And we'll come down. Hands plant on the mat, right foot steps back to plank. And we'll lower through chaturanga all the way to your belly here. And we'll set up for locust. So you can decide if you want to keep your feet pressed firmly into the mat. Let's all start like that. Okay, feet pressed firmly into the mat. Arms down by your side. On your inhale, peel your upper body off the mat. And then you can decide if you would like to lift your feet also. So feet can be pressed firmly into the mat or lifted. And if you would like from here, you can take this into bow pose. Just go ahead and bend your knees, grab your ankles with your hands, and kick into your feet. One more breath here. And we'll gently release all of that. Push back up through plank position and back to downward facing dog. Let's inhale, left foot up. And exhale, step left foot through for warrior two. Setting up here for your warrior two. Find your stable foundation. And when you're ready, we'll do Gomukhasana arms on this side also. So this time, left arm will come up and right arm can come to your elbow, or it can reach down and around for the bind. And we'll begin to move into our side bend, reverse warrior here with Gomukhasana arms. Settling back into that front knee a little bit. Connecting with your breath. Focusing on the sensation in your body. What stories are you telling yourself? What can you soften right now in your body, in your mind, your breath? One more deep, full breath here. And we'll release to warrior two. And coming back down to plank, left foot steps back to meet right. Again, we're going to lower through Chaturanga all the way to the floor. And we'll take your right arm and stick it out to the side. So you're in like a half T position, or an L, I guess. And then begin to roll over onto your right shoulder. So only if this is safe in your body. This might not be safe in everyone's body. So listen to your body and stop when your body tells you to. So rolling over here, and if you have it available to you, you can, prop yourself up with your left leg, and maybe even take your left arm behind your back here. Take one more deep breath here. And we'll move to the other side. So gently begin to come back to center. Left arm comes straight out to the side. And you can begin to roll over onto your left shoulder here. Finding the variation of this posture that works in your body. Remember, the posture is never the goal of yoga. Your presence, your awareness in that posture, your breath in that posture, those are the goals of yoga. There's variations for every pose. Find a variation that allows you to breathe deeply and freely. One more deep breath here. And we'll gently begin to roll back to center. And push yourself up to a tabletop position. And we'll come into camel. So for camel, if you like to use your blocks, go ahead and grab your blocks and just set them up by your ankles. You can tuck your toes under if you'd like. So go ahead and start with your hands like you're just sliding them into some pants pockets here. I'm just going to put them right there on the low back. And then we'll begin to push the hips forward as we begin to bring the upper body back. Opening the heart space. Maybe you want to release your hands to your blocks if you have them there. Maybe you want to release your hands to your heels. Maybe you just want to keep your hands on your back. Whatever your camel looks like today, honor that camel. And breathe. Take one more deep breath here. And gently begin to walk yourself back up. Keeping your toes tucked. Let's go ahead and just sit here in toes pose for a moment while we prepare for our next posture, which is rabbit. So if you've never done rabbit before, go ahead and take a look here. We're gonna grab onto our heels, really tuck your chin into your chest, like so much as you can. Tuck your chin into your chest. And then we'll come forward, and you really wanna aim for like almost the back of your head to touch the mat. So tuck your chin as far as you can. Bring the top of your head to the mat, and then keeping a hold of your heels, we're gonna lift our hips and give a great stretch in the shoulders and the upper back. So whenever you're ready, tuck your chin, get onto the top of your head. Now we're not putting pressure on the top of our head here. Really the arms and everything are keeping us from putting a lot of pressure on our head. Just really opening through the upper back body here. Keep breathing. Check in with yourself. Your hips don't have to be really high, okay? Only go to where you can breathe freely. And we'll slowly release out of this. Come on up, untuck your toes. Cross your ankles and we'll sit back. Extend your legs out in front of you. So this is a really cool one. This is called Mongoose Pose. So go ahead and bring your hands behind you, fingers point towards you. We're gonna bend the elbows, and you want to pretend basically like your shoulders are two trees supporting a hammock. And so we're gonna bend the elbows, and then you're just gonna let the chest sink down like a hammock. And so your shoulders are staying up, your chest is sinking down. We're opening the fronts and the tops of the shoulders here. It's almost like the opposite of fish pose almost. We'll gently release that. And then to finish, we will come into fish pose, supported fish. So you can support your fish with blocks or with blankets, whatever is most comfortable for you. If you like blankets, just go ahead and get your blanket folded, roll it up. And you want to place your blanket so that your head can fall off the edge of your blanket, because this is a throat opener. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can use your blocks. Make sure you have them on two different heights so that you get the throat opener. Mess around with your blocks, find where they work for you. And you can have your legs straight out, or I like to bring my legs in Supta Baddha Konasana here. So just soles of feet together, knees open to the side. Arms come wide to the sides of your body, really taking up some space, opening up through your underarms. And really start to slow down your breathing here. If you are a visual person, you could really begin to focus on the glowing green light at Anahata Chakra and the glowing blue light at Vishuddha Chakra here, allowing your breath to energize those lights. I encourage you to stay in supported fish or transition to Shavasana for as long as you're able. When you are ready to end your practice, gently roll yourself to one side and gently make your way to a seated position. Taking a moment in Sukhasana at the end of your practice to once again scan your body. Notice your breath. Notice your energy. Is it different from when we started? You don't have to label how it's different, just noticing. And taking a moment to give gratitude. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.